If you're feeling overwhelmed by the amount of negative thoughts that you have in your mind and you know they're not serving you and they make you actually feel bad, but you don't really know how to change them, how to control them, well, this video is going to solve that problem for you once and for all. This video is going to literally make you the master of your thoughts and of your mind. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Until you cannot detach from your thoughts, you cannot control them. And another thing I want to tell you is that to detach from them, to become more aware, you don't need to meditate for 1 hour a day. Actually, a few weeks ago, I found a trick that is literally making me so much more aware and so much more in control of my thoughts that it's literally crazy, bro. Now I can literally get out negative thoughts like that whenever they come up and fill my mind with positive thoughts. And that is really changing my life. So in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly why awareness is the key to controlling your thoughts. And then obviously also how to become more aware. I'm going to share with you that simple trick that is crazy effective. But first things first, why do we want to control our mind and thoughts? Well, we both know simply that our thoughts shape our life, right? Our thoughts shape our actions. You know, we can never act in a way that is not in line with what we think and what we believe. And so your thoughts shape your actions, but also shape your words. As the saying says, the mouth can only say what the heart is full of. Then your thoughts also shape your beliefs, what you believe to be true, and that's why they shape your whole life. If you have negative thoughts, you cannot be doing positive things or saying positive things or getting in a positive life direction. When you have instead your mind filled with the right positive thoughts, well, you're going to say positive things, you're going to bring out positive things to the world, you're going to act in a positive way, and that's why you're going to basically get where you want to get. Now that we know why controlling our mind is so important, let's come to why being aware is actually the key. I said earlier that until you cannot actually detach from your thoughts, you cannot control them. And that is very simply because when you are feeling like you are your thoughts, like you're feeling immersed in them, you cannot really shape their direction. It's kind of like being in a boat in a river, right? Until you're in the boat in a river, you cannot shape the direction of the river. You're feeling in the river, you're being dragged by it, right? So in order to basically shape the flow of your thoughts, which I like to kind of like compare to a river, you have to get out of the boat, out of the river, and you have to start building things that basically bring the river in a more positive direction, or it will go wherever it wants to go. And very often, if you're surrounded by people that, you know, say many negative things and act in negative ways and have negative thoughts, you're going to suck it up like a sponge, and your river is going to go in that same direction. So in order to become the master of the river of your thoughts, you have to detach from it. You have to get out of the boat and you have to realize that you are not your thoughts. Because let me tell you this, you are not your thoughts. And you want to have the proof of this, right? You want to know, how can I know that I'm not out my thoughts, right? Very often we identify with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our body. But you know that you're not your thoughts because you can actually detach from them and you can look at them like a third person observer. You can literally experiment this right now. Close your eyes, stay silent for some seconds, and you will immediately hear some thoughts in your mind, right? The flow of your thoughts, you cannot stop it, bro. It always flows. And no matter what you do, no matter what you say, your thoughts always flow. And so you can actually observe them. Try doing this, like literally observe the flow of your thoughts, and you will realize that it changes all the time without you changing. You are the third person observer that can observe the thoughts, the water flowing, but it is not changing you until you actually get in the boat and start thinking that you are the river because it is dragging you. So the key to controlling the flow of the river is to detaching from it, is to get out of the boat, and you do that mainly by becoming aware. By becoming aware that you are identifying with your thoughts and getting out of the boat again. Because very often when we're like having a conversation, when we're thinking about something, when we're speaking, when we are even just doing nothing, bro, we start having thoughts, right? The flow of the river is always going. But the thing is that very often we start being dragged by the flow and we start identifying with our thoughts. In order to actually be able to control them, you have to detach from them. And you can only do that when you actually realize that you're being dragged by them. And you realize that you're in the boat, and that's when you can actually get out of it. Until you do not realize, oh fuck, I'm being dragged by the river, I'm in the boat, and you're still in the boat, not realizing anything, not being aware of it, you cannot get out of it. So I know I'm using a lot of metaphors here, but it is really just to try to make you understand what I mean. The flow of your thoughts is the river. You are in the boat when you're not aware of it. You're being dragged by it. And to get out of the boat, you need to first become aware that you're not a river, that you're actually in a boat. And then you can get out and shape the flow of your thoughts. And so how do we actually become more aware? That's the key. You need to basically throughout the day become more aware again and again and again that you're in the boat and you have to get out again, because you're going to automatically get into it. Because being aware at the beginning takes a lot of practice and it's kind of like energy demanding. It's something hard, right? And so automatically we get into what I call zombie mode. We fall asleep, we identify with our thoughts, we get in the boat because it's way easier to let yourself be dragged by the current of the water than it is to walk alongside the river, right? And that's why we often, when we are not aware, get back in the boat and let ourselves be dragged. And that's when we again fall asleep and again identify ourselves with those thoughts. And so the key really to shape your thoughts is to realize as often as you can throughout the day that you are actually falling asleep, that you got again in the boat and you have to get out. And so how do we actually achieve that? Well, it's very simple. It's just about, and this is the trick that totally changed my life, count the times you wake up and every single day you make sure that you are adding a few times. That's it, bro. That's how to basically turn this into a game. And so when you can actually gamify, that's when you will actually want to wake up more. You will have the challenge inside of yourself. Like today, I have to get to at least 85, right? And so I'm just throwing out some numbers. I personally got to 200 and more. But the thing is this, every single day you will be waking up more often, realizing more often that you're in the boat, you can get out, and that's when you can shape your thoughts and fill your mind with the positive thoughts and eliminate the negative ones. Literally the key to control your mind is to realize that you fell asleep, that you've let yourself be dragged by the flow of thoughts, get out of it and shape it with consciousness. And you can only shape it with consciousness when you are conscious. And this little game that I've invented myself to basically, count the times I become conscious throughout the day. It might sound stupid, bro, but it does fucking work. If you're serious about adding numbers every single day, you need to tell yourself every single day, I have to, fall asleep and wake up at least this and this amount of times, and tomorrow at least one more, and then one more and one more, and you will see that within a few days, even just a few weeks, you will become crazy much more conscious, and throughout the day you will wake up naturally way more often, and you will be able to shape the flow of your thoughts, fill your mind with positive thoughts, eliminate the negative ones, and therefore take the right actions, say the right things, act in a way that is right for you, and basically shape your life in a way that you want it to become. Was a thing that I really wanted to share with you, because I feel like we are most of the time, most of the day, bro, just asleep, being dragged by the flow, by the current. We don't even realize that we are in the boat. We just identify with the flow. We just let ourselves be dragged. And it literally drags us wherever it wants if we do not focus on shaping the direction of the river. And to shape it, as you now know, you need to get out of it. You need to realize that you're not the flow. So really hope this video helped you out. If it did, and if you liked it, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe to not miss on my future videos. If you have any further questions or you want my personal help with something, bro, you can literally get it for free by booking a free coaching call. You have the link in the description down below. So just another way for me to help you out. If you have any struggles, any questions, you want any further help, bro, thank you again for your time and your attention. Wish you all the best and hopefully see you very soon. Ciao.